Ruben's pretty savvy at getting good deals and spotting, a ripoff, although, everybody makes mistakes, like that hat. If you find yourself questioning the people that you're doing business with, you need to check with the Better Business Bureau here in San Diego, a resource since the 1920s. And Sheryl Bilbrey is here this morning to kind of reset the table here on what the Better Business Bureau is, what it is not, and why it is such an incredible resource for us here in San Diego.
Right. Well, we talk about scams a lot because that's one of the things at the BBB. Since we field so many complaints, we kind of get the heads up on the scams.
Right.
But people say Better Business Bureau, great organization. What do you guys do again? They know that we process complaints, but they're not aware that we keep information on every business in the marketplace, not just our accredited businesses.
See, now we tell people all the time, well, if you have any question about who you're doing business with, call the Better Business Bureau.
Right.
Okay, but it's so much more than that.
Well, think about the wealth of data we have. We're processing somewhere between 1,300 and 1,700 complaints a month. So these are consumers that have actually done business with the company, and that's something that we verify. Where a lot of opinion sites are just, whoever walked in the store or someone's cousin's mother might have.
And we've seen this where if somebody has an axe to grind with somebody, they can write a negative review, post it online, and if nobody vets that,
right,
the consumer doesn't know whether it's valid or not, so
and the BBB
you arbitrate.
Well, we're not verifying who's right and who's wrong in a dispute between a consumer and a business, but we're trying to facilitate communication.
Right.
And certainly when people are complaining about a company, if we see a pattern in the complaints, that's something that consumers would like to see. We do verify that there's been some kind of business relationship with the consumer, and then we record that complaint and whether or not it was resolved on the business's review, BBB review. So that's what we're encouraging consumers to look at is before you do business with a company, check out their review with the BBB, see how many complaints they have, whether or not they've been resolved, whether they answer their complaints promptly.
Right. Because
the reality is if they're not treating the BBB well, they're probably not going to treat you well.
Now, like I said, you've been around since, what is it, 1921? Is it 1921?
Well, not me personally,
you personally. But oh dear, see, I'm in trouble with the lady again. There's a picture. Oh, look, there you are. No, that's from the 1920s right there.
Yeah, no, we actually have been, the BBB's been around for 100 years. This is our centennial year. We've been in San Diego since 1920, so we're 90 years old here in San Diego,
now,
right.
Again, let's really emphasize for folks, talk to the BBB before you do business with people. If you have a problem with somebody, well, certainly file the complaint so that the next person can benefit from that. But you're the resource before the fact.
On the front end of a transaction, if you can check out the grades with the BBB, because we give F ratings to companies that are unlicensed or been treating consumers badly. And we've got 3,000 companies in San Diego that have earned an F rating from the Better Business Bureau. So we're trying to get people to be aware of those companies that are mistreating consumers. After the fact, if you have been harmed, if you've done business with a BBB accredited company, not only will we try to help resolve the dispute, but if we can't, if you guys can't, if the consumer and the business can't decide together, we'll bring in a third-party arbitrator to hear the case and make a decision that's binding in a court of law and that's free to the consumer and free to the business.
So free arbitration for you folks.
If you do business with a BBB accredited company.
So
that's
it's
what
worth
they've
your while
signed
to check
up
it out
for.
ahead of time.
That's what they've signed up for, exactly. You want to make sure that they're accredited.
Sheryl, the website's a great source. Give everybody that again.
BBB.org.
It couldn't be simpler than that, BBB.org. Sheryl Bilbrey, Better Business Bureau, again, really helping to kind of shape the community here in San Diego by making sure that consumers get a fair shake.
We want them to be educated. We want them to do business with good companies that they can trust, and especially those companies that go above and beyond to make sure that the consumer is going to have a good experience from beginning to end.
Perfect. Thanks, Sheryl.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, see you again soon.